There are 7 signs that a lake home is unrealistically priced. And when I say unrealistically priced, meaning it's not going to sell, it may not even get interest. And these 7 are sort of, I would call, the deadly, deadly signs that the home's just going to sit on the market. Let me cover them for you right quick. 1, days on market, DOM. There's a lot of argument in the industry right now that this number should be camouflaged or reset, or it shouldn't really begin until it's perhaps gone live on the MLS. But my belief is transparency is important, particularly for buyers. Days on market, particularly if you get beyond 60 or 90 days for a lake property, it indicates that there's something not right about the transaction. And what I find is, if a home is priced about 10 to 15% or more above what the market is realistically expecting, people won't even come to look at the home. They won't take the time. They believe that house is so unrealistically priced that they can't even begin a negotiation that would be real, so they don't even call. There's a big appraisal gap. This was a bigger deal during the COVID frenzy, where people were making offers, the appraisal, they were using a mortgage, the appraisal came in, and yet the negotiated price everyone agreed in was a lot higher. That gap's the appraisal gap, and there were people who were willing during the COVID frenzy to pay the appraisal gap. But now, not so much. Now, over half the deals at the lake are cash, so this doesn't apply to everybody, but if somebody's got a transaction, got under contract, the appraisal is very low compared to the price, that's another sign that's probably unrealistically priced, because those appraisals during COVID hadn't caught up to current pricing, but now they really have. The appraisals are much more on point about what market value is in most instances. Back on the market, this is probably a home that, while there could be a problem about home inspection that somebody didn't want to solve the problem, here's why it comes back to being a price problem. Either the mortgage appraisal didn't match and they couldn't agree, or there's a problem with the house and the seller and the buyer couldn't agree how to solve that with the price. Even if the price was spending some money to get it fixed to make the price come up, they couldn't work it out. So back on the market means that home's got really struggling at its price to get engagement because they couldn't get a deal closed even though they had a contract. Another problem is a massive price increase from when the home was purchased without significant change to the property. In other words, somebody buys a house and it's going up 20%, but they didn't invest in it. In fact, if anything, it may have aged, or maybe they got to put a roof and a water heater, but that's maintenance. That doesn't increase value of a house, it helps maintain value. So many times, you can go and find through public records and courthouses, much of this is online, what the house was purchased for, and now what is it selling for. And if that's a big number and the seller can't explain it, that's probably an overpriced house as well. Keep in mind, the person selling it bought it at a lower price and thought that was a good value. So how do they justify the price increase? Very dangerous. It makes it sit on the market. Another warning sign is multiple price cuts. So the house has been on the market, it's got a lot of days on market. One of our other warning signs, cut, 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 cut. In many cases, these cuts are not significant enough, and so they're death by 1,000 paper cuts. It also can be chasing the market down and always trailing it just a little bit. Now, right now, prices are holding fairly steady, but if I see a home and it's had 3 or 4 or 5 price cuts, it may not even have had enough. And here's what's also happening about that's unrealistically priced is the seller, if they've made a bunch of price cuts, the buyers have seen these price cuts, they're going to expect another price cut for them. The seller's going to be ticked off. They're like, well, I already cut it 5 times and now they want me to cut it again. Of course they do. Mr. Ms. Seller, you trained them that you'd cut your price. You did it multiple times right in front of their very eyes. My next point of what's unrealistic as a sign is for sellers. If there are no or very few showings, people may call but they don't come look at the property. It is so overpriced they won't even take the time to get in their car and go look at it. That's how overpriced it is. That's a problem. And you say, well, maybe it's just not the right one. A rich idiot's not going to come do this. You want somebody that's got some interest, even if they don't make an offer, the fact they're coming shows you some feedback. But if there's no showings at all, you are way out of line on your pricing. And now, a lake can be a bit different if the buyers are from somewhere else, but still, in 10 days, a week to 10 days, a couple of weekends, you should know. Buyers are very interested. If they're interested and won't come look, you've run them off with price. And my last one, again for sellers, is that you get no offers. People come to see it, but they make no offer, or they make low offers that are all, let's say you get 3 offers and they're all about the same price, that's way below your price. Those 3 prices are probably in the ballpark, maybe a little low for negotiation. but you get a lot of low offers that are the same price. That's probably much more realistic about the price of your home. To say, well, I just feel it needs a better price. Well, the market is speaking. You have to listen to them. Otherwise, if your home's unrealistically priced and it sits on the market, you essentially win the auction for your house. Every day on the market it doesn't sell. Congratulations, it didn't sell at your price. You get to keep it at that price. So if you want to get it sold, you got to be realistic. I hope these tips have been helpful if you're selling. If you'd like guidance on this, it's always different at the lake. We have lake real estate agents you can find on our website, lakehomes.com, or if you want to understand what the market is, both in your area or somewhere else, maybe wanting to move, we have tens of thousands of properties on lakes all over the country. Hope this information has been helpful. Visit us at lakehomes.com and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out lakehomes.com.